Good morning, students. In today's class, we are going to learn about the meaning of the term overhead and various concepts relating to overhead. Now, before going deep into the overhead, let us learn what is the types of costs. Costs relating to a cost center or cost unit, it basically consists of two costs. One is the direct cost and another is the indirect cost. Now, this direct cost, since we say direct, it can be easily identified with cost units or the cost center. Now, what are all the various things that is included in the direct cost? Now, direct cost is a combination of direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. When we are going to talk about indirect costs, the nature itself says it is indirect or otherwise called as the overheads. Now, this is the sum total of the indirect labor, indirect material, and the indirect expenses. Now, direct material can be traced to a particular cost unit or the cost center, but the problem with the indirect cost is that it cannot be traced that easily to a specific cost center or work or production. Now, CIME, they define the indirect cost as expenditure on labor, materials, or it can be services which cannot be economically identified with the specific saleable cost unit. What is the meaning? You cannot identify the cost to units specifically. So, these are all the indirect costs. According to Weldon, overhead may be defined as a cost of indirect material, indirect labor, and any other such expenses including services as cannot conveniently be charged to a specific unit. Now, these are all the meaning of the term indirect cost. Now, so the indirect costs, thus they are the costs incurred for the benefit of the number of cost centers and cost unit. They cannot be specifically identified with any one of them, but it is very important that we have to allocate these expenditure in order to find out the overall cost of the concern. So it cannot be eliminated. Since it is indirect, it cannot be eliminated. Now, what is the importance of having the overhead cost? Now, these are all the expenses that represent significant portion. They take the almost significant portion of the total cost, and they are very much important. Only some of the expenditure will be directly contributing to the sales and other things, other cost center or cost unit, but these are all the expenses that will occupy a very major proportion in the expenses. So we cannot be it cannot be left without allocating. So overhead requires detailed analysis for which department how much portions you are incurring these expenditure. So it requires for a detailed analysis, and you have to ascertain accurate cost for pricing and control purposes. If you are going to leave this overhead, then there will not be any control of cost. You cannot find out the true profit. For this reason, the overhead requires a detailed analysis, and it has to be allocated, and it has to be apportioned on certain basis. Now, these overheads, it cannot be traced, you cannot identify to any particular cost unit, but they can be apportioned based on some details. We will be able to apportion, and it can be observed by the different methods by different departments. Now, let us learn what are the various classification of overheads. Classification of overhead. Now, cost allocation is, okay, why we are doing the cost allocation? It is the process of grouping the costs according to their common characteristics, okay, and a series of special groups according to which costs are classified. They are called as the actually classifying the costs and accumulating according to the groups, okay. Now, what are the various steps involved in overhead classification? First, you have to identify the groups in which overheads can be subgrouped. Now, this process of classification of various items of overheads into one or another of the groups. Next, we will see what is the determination of classifying groups. The method of classification, it depends on the nature and size of the business. Okay, we can classify based on function wise, we can classify based on behavior wise, element wise, control wise, and Based on the normality also you can classify the cost. Let us take the function wise. Function wise, now what are the various function in the concern, you are going to classify the overheads. First, function wise we have 5 types of classification: manufacturing overhead, administration overhead, selling overhead, distribution overhead, and research and development. Whenever you are going to talk about behavior wise, it is classified as fixed variable, variable overhead, semi variable overhead. When we are going to talk about element wise, it will be indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect expenses. Then if you are talk about control wise, it is controllable costs and uncontrollable costs. If it is based on the normality, we call them as normal overheads and abnormal overheads. Now next we are going to see about is the cost segregation. How to segregate the cost. We will be seeing all the classification in the further classes. Now we'll learn about what is cost segregation, how to determine the degree of variability of expenses. Now for these are all the various method you can adopt: comparison by period or level of activity based. Okay, how much period you are going to use or level of activity. Then range or high and low points method, analytical method, scatter graph method, least square method, and simultaneous equation method. These are all the various method you will be using for the cost segregation. The next comes the codification of overheads. What is meant by codification? You are going to give some numbers and letters, or a combination of both the numbers and letters to various items in the overhead uh, for allocating or apportioning the overheads. For these things you have to codify. Now it is a formulation of a suitable system. Okay, now we have to allocate all the expenses to various departments. For this the codification is important. Now what are the various advantages of codification? Now through codification we are going to group the similar items to facilitate apportionment on similar basis. Now, it facilitates or helps the allocation and apportionment of overheads to different production departments or cost controls. Normally, service department will have overhead, and production department is the real departments which are going to contribute for the profit of the concern. Now, service department, they will not be having any profit. They are doing the service for other department. Now, these overheads has to be allocated to the production department. Now, whenever you are going to codify, this will help in allocating and apportioning the overheads to various departments. Now, this codification will also help in mechanization of the accounting system. Now, through the help of the codification, you can analyze overheads for controlling the overhead costs. Now, if you want to codify, what are all the requirements, okay, of a system of codification of overhead expenses? Now that is the next thing we are going to see. Now this codification, okay, it should be very easy to operate and memorize, because the employees, they have to understand what is the purpose and why you are doing it. So it should be very simple so that everybody can understand. Now it also should help in the classification of overhead under various groups. It should be suitable for mechanization of accounts, in the sense that it should be translated into accounts. Then only you can control the cost. The basic purpose of doing everything is bringing it into accounts. If you are not able to mechanize, then this codification, then there is no use. So it should be suitable for mechanization of accounts. Then it should be flexible to accommodate new items. Okay, if you are going to include many items in the future, now this codification should be such that it is able to accommodate the new items. Then it should be economical, it should not cost much. The basic reason why we are going for the codification is that we should allocate the overhead expenses to various production department. So this, whatever we are going to do, it should be economical and it should be appropriate for the needs of the organization, or which purpose you are going to codify. That it should judge. It should be justifiable. Then whatever you are going to codify, it should be helpful in allocation, apportionment, absorption of overheads. If you are not able to allocate, if you are not able to apportion, if you are not able to absorb the overhead, then there is no meaning in codification. So these are all the various requirements. So it should be easy to operate, it should be simple, and it should be suitable, it should be flexible, it should be economical, and lastly it should help in allocation, apportionment and absorption. These are all the various reasons. Then what are all the various method of codification? Mnemonic method now we are going to allocate some and digits what you call, you can um, alphabets, okay, that is mnemonic method. Production க்கு வந்து normally PD, administration KD, human resource HR, selling and distribution KST. Normally these are all the items easy to understand. Then you can allocate decimal method also, or you can go for numerical code also. These are all the various method of coding the codification. Then what is the procedure of linking manufacturing overhead to cost units? Collection of overheads. Okay, first you have to collect what are all the various indirect expenses you are incurring, and you should have a collection. Then you are going to classify under which heading each of the allocation should be there. Then allocation of overhead, then you are going to apportion between various production department. Then once after apportionment, absorption of overhead by the cost units. Now we will be able to compute what is the various overheads of various production departments. Now departmentalization of overheads, when all the overheads are allocated under suitable account headings. Okay, now the next step will be allocation and apportionment of overhead cost to cost centers or departments, where you will be able to find out the profit of the departments. Only production department will have expenditure and they will have some return. Okay, the service department will not have. So whenever you are going to allocate an apportion to cost centers, this is a main thing that is called as the departmentalization of overhead. This is called departmentalization or primary distribution of overhead. Whatever costs I am going to have, I am going to apportion to all the departments, whether service or production department. I will be giving to all the departments. Otherwise I will be putting the expenses under various headings, various departments. Now type of department the concern on the production departments, we have service and partly producing departments. Now what is the advantages of departmentalization? Now if you want to separate the production overhead cost and ascertain the total overhead cost, what is the service department cost? Now you need the departmentalization. When you are going to have separately the production and the service only, you will be able to allocate the cost to each of the department. Now it helps in the control of cost. Okay, whenever you are going to see that the service department is incurring more cost, now you will be having better control. Why? Because the production department is only going to give you profit. So if the service department is incurring more cost now, then you will not be having much control. So it helps in the control of cost by assigning and identifying costs with particular departments. That is the another need or advantages of departmentalization. Then it helps in arriving at a cost of jobs on each jobs or each production process or each product which pass through these departments. Now, how I am going to allocate the overhead cost? The condition of the allocation, the cost center should be responsible for incurring such costs. We should know that these departments are incurring these costs. We should be able to identify. Then, the amount of overhead to be allocated should be very specific to each of the department. Then, what is the apportionment of overhead cost? Charging a fair share of overhead, okay, to cost center is called as apportionment. Now, if item overhead cannot be allocated to cost center, it has to be apportioned. Okay, if a particular thing cannot be allocated to one particular department, then it has to be apportioned based on certain criteria. For apportionment, suitable basis to be selected. For example, we have electricity charges in the concern. Now all the departments in the concern will be using all the electricity. Okay, not only one department is going to use. We will have various electricity points or light points, and we will have bulb everywhere, light points or fans everywhere. So we have to make a suitable allocation. We can either calculate the number of light points or square feet area each of the department is going to use. In such a way, we will be able to allocate this expenditure so that the overheads can be allocated equally between various cost center. That is the main purpose of apportionment of overhead. Now, we should learn the difference between allocation and apportionment. In normal sense, when we are going to talk about allocation and apportionment, everybody thinks that it is one and the same, but it is not one and the same. There is a difference in the meaning between allocation and apportionment.